got name tags.
Oh, okay.
This is my brother.
Arlene, where's my name tag?
What?
This is my brother. This is Jeanette.
Your brother.
Come your name again.
Your brother.
Alexis.
Yeah, I heard all about
Yes,
you.
Here you go. Write your name on the tag. That's my husband Glenn, you guys.
Hi, nice to meet you.
I'm Kelly.
Charles.
Charles, nice to meet you. Hi, I'm Kelly.
Hi, Kelly. I'm Donna.
Don, I've heard about you too. Oh yeah, and you. Excluded. I just didn't open with that.
He's got the helmet.
The tinfoil hat.
Yes.
That's funny.
Did you guys meet church?
Where's the rest of the family?
Oh, we got 6 cars. So
Wow. Do you have 6?
we got multiple
Well, you got
cars.
3.
We the car that we might get. And you have to have more chairs.
Yeah, there's 8 chairs.
Oh.
I mean,
Hi guys.
more
Mary,
help.
thank you so much. Looks so nice. Hey,
Holy mackerel.
Kelly.
That's all the chairs.
Yeah. Is there, how many did you, oh, that's it?
About 8.
Alright.
Chairs.
Yes, I know.
Everybody, oh, this is Fred. That's my brother Charles.
Oh, brother. Let's go out.
Hi, Fred.
Oh, you're back.
Hi. How you doing?
I'm Charles.
Well, Harry?
Harry.
Gavin.
Gavin. Okay,
Hi,
I can remember
Glenn.
both of those.
Hello?
Glenn.
Gavin.
Nice to meet you, Glenn. Oh, hey. Hi.
Oh, you're getting taller.
Yeah.
You and Arlene look like a Comic-Con festival.
I'm a broccoli cheese adventure.
Pretty much.
Yeah,
Pretty
yeah.
much. That's Harry. Oh, did you get pictures of everybody?
No.
Hello. The fire extinguisher?
Yeah.
Oh.
The fiery darts.
Gotcha. So you could fire extinguisher.
You know, you met Fred.
Yes.
His,
You got the.
his helmet.
Yeah, you got the helmet.
She told me you have a little. Oh, thank you.
Oh, we got name tags this time.
I know my name. I know my
I put it right here.
I know my name. I know my name. Makes it easy for everybody.
Yeah.
That's funny.
That's where I'll go.
Hey.
Makes
There's
it
food.
easy.
There's,
Hello. How are you doing?
Hi.
How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm still waiting for you.
What? Well, I'm here.
You're not going to, huh?
I'm here.
Yeah, but
You know, the wait is over.
I want you to come with your wife.
No.
Yes.
I have.
Wait.
Yeah. You know.
That's it.
That's it.
Okay. That's a good reason.
That's
A
it.
very good reason.
Oh, Maya, you know the
See, if I don't go with her, I don't get kicked out of church.
No, but
I don't get kicked out of church.
no. No, I'm serious. I think if you come, you will enjoy it. Really.
No, it's not for me.
And most of all, your wife will be thrilled.
No,
Don't you want to do that for her?
No. She'll be okay. She'll be okay.
She is okay.
Yeah, she's fine.
But she will be better. That's
She's
the thing.
fine.
All right, you guys.
All right.
Very informal. There's tons of food in the kitchen. I have labels for things that are pre-made, so you can read all about it. There's sandwiches. There's turkey and provolone sandwiches. It's real turkey. On the counter, but there's vegan food on the rest of the counter. Okay, so everything else is vegan except for the sandwiches.
Where's the keto section?
Young people first. What's keto? Tell me keto. What's keto?
I'm hurt. No.
I got some cucumbers.
Just kidding.
Okay, everybody get a name tag. The sandwiches are, like I said, these are not vegan, these are legit.
little sandwich shop called Goose.
I shall take my share as I
I'm
still
been there for like
time.
50 years. Those sandwiches, I really like them.
Is that okay?
If you ask me, yes. But I might be the wrong one.
Oh, no. It's all in the bread.
It's about just prednisone. No.
Hey, Sisha.
I'm not wearing it.
See what I did? You need a name tag.
I avoid.
You need a name tag.
I don't need a name.
No.
You say my name.
No one knows who you are.
I have to avoid that. That will give me sick.
Leah, you need a name tag.
Name tag?
You need a name tag. You need a name tag. Get your butts in here. You ain't...
My stomach hurts.
No, it's just so funny.
Leah. Your name tag.
I got this rainbow pink.
Name tag. What is that? You throwing it? Oh. Oh, I'll throw it away.
I know. I love it. Leah! Dad, I kind of forgot. See what you dig? What's in here?
What is that? Oh, it's probably Donna's. Wow, greens,
What's in here?
beans. Some good old beans. Enchilada.
That looks different.
I'm not enchilada. It's lasagna. Sorry, lasagna. It's good.
My friend Lynn.
It has no salt. No salt. No salt.
Oh yeah, now it's
a 4K camera. You would need like a 300.
you're like
You
a.
wouldn't need something.
I know.
Vinegar and
You know what? I put it on. I sent it to Arlene. It's got this dirt on here. I sent this thing to Arlene, so I gotta look at my scent.
I'm just done.
You want?
You're just coming.
Give him
Whoa.
some name tags.
Simone, we got chairs. You want to sit like that? I can't. Do you know if Delia's grinders makes your stomach hurt?
In one of those Chinese karate movies? Doesn't she look
they do it
like
pose.
the general?
A pose. Oh no. Yeah. You're worried. Okay.
So who is everybody? Who is everybody? Like that group. They're the kids of Joe.
So here's how the game goes, and it's a fun game. This is the best part of the Bible party. I really enjoy it. I hope you guys will too. I'm going to ask you questions about the Bible. I'll read some things and ask you questions, and I just want your opinion. There are no wrong answers, but there are right answers. Okay, there are right answers, but there are no wrong answers. This is designed to create discussion and interest in the Bible. So, let's start off with what you think you know.
Number 5.
Question number 1. Everyone numbered their papers 1 through 10, correct?
Maybe.
All right. Question number 1. Everybody ready?
Yes.
No.
All right. In which language was the Old Testament written?
I know.
The oldest form of the Old Testament. Which language was it written?
The spelling count.
English.
Oh wow.
Arlene.
That's definitely
Spelling
wrong.
count.
I open the Bible right now.
Okay.
That's a translation trick.
Yeah.
Wrong is wrong and right is right.
I don't think that's right, but
We
okay.
all know I'm right.
I don't know.
It might be. It might be. I don't know. I really don't.
All right. We're going to switch papers in the end, so enjoy yourself. Everybody ready for question number 2?
Yes.
Jeanette, no cheating. I just saw that.
I needed floss.
Okay.
I see. Yeah.
Question number 2. A brilliant gentleman who is amongst us right now has a way of referring to what we call the New Testament as the Renewed Testament, because it is not new. It's the same information, just revisited. So in which language was the Renewed Testament written? Which is what most people refer to as the New Testament.
Magically.
In which language was the New Testament or Renewed Testament written? The oldest form you can find.
Pretty sure it's Russian.
What?
You were near in Russia. You were near.
No, I'm over there right now. Listen in.
No, I'm saying, I don't think it's Russian.
No.
Oh,
Because you would have all the answers right.
that's a good idea. Still like good idea though.
I mean, that's the right answer.
Like the Cliff Notes?
I'm ashamed of
The Bible Cliff Notes?
Where it is, and that's where it is. Look, open up any Bible right now. What is it in?
Jeanette, put that phone down. All right.
Yeah.
Question number 3. Is everyone ready? Everyone ready to move on? Question number 3. Jesus referenced every book in the Old Testament with the exception of Ezra, Nehemiah through Esther, Ecclesiastes, and the Song of Songs. Which language did he speak when he was quoting the Old Testament? Which language was he speaking when he was quoting the Old Testament?
I'm sure.
Don't put IDK.
I don't know.
I was looking at the Bible last night. He was speaking in English.
Was he a brunette?
Yeah. Hey.
Chuck, he's white.
Yes.
He's white.
Can you start handle it?
Yeah, that's a good point. Are you getting better?
Everything.
Remember, I'm after the conversation. There are no wrong
I
answers.
just gave you the answer.
No, no.
That's what he
Wow.
was talking about.
How is the conferring team doing over there? We're okay. Let me know if you guys need more time.
No,
Which
we're good.
language was Jesus speaking when he referenced the Old Testament?
All right. Next.
Question number 4.
Thank you,
Is
Matt.
everyone ready? This question comes from Matthew chapter 22, verse 14. I'm going to make a statement and you fill in the blank.
Okay.
Many
Mad Libs.
are called, few blank chosen.
Wait, what?
Many are called, few blank chosen. You fill in the blank.
Wait, there's only one blank.
Many are called few. Chosen. She can't focus anymore. Lately I've been having issues focusing. No, it doesn't. I don't know.
Wait, many are called few.
Many are
Degrees
called.
chosen.
Yeah. Yeah, it is a funny. I can't focus anymore. Here lately I've been having issues focusing.
Okay, you, Charles? You got issues?
Yeah.
KUWTK is.
I don't even know what you spell.
Leah, Tuppa or PDB?
No. Probably. They used to watch it.
That's one of the answers.
Yeah.
No.
You can write it down.
Is it the bonus?
Are they next?
All right. This next question is surrounding the. Hey! Hold on a second. I gotta get it. There it
That is Kai
Well, Mary finally made it and she got the
and
right
Miss
directions
Mary.
this time.
No, I gave her the
Oh
right
yeah,
address.
5528, Chuck.
No. 6 and.
Oh.
Hello.
Look, Kyrie. It's Glenn.
Friends and family.
Hey.
You guys come in, get some food. Get some food. Somebody show them food.
Food.
We're playing the Bible game, Mary.
You don't want a sandwich? You don't want a sandwich? Sure have. These are all.
Okay.
Yeah, they're all the same.
There's beans and like a lasagna thing and chips and all that.
Yes.
And there's drinks over here.
Wait, which number?
Thanks, Irving.
I do, I'm not talking.
You can literally give me any answer and I will tell you your phone.
You don't want a
I'm
sandwich?
going to read to you guys for the next section, for this next question. Question number 5. I'm going to read to you a little bit from the book of Job. Okay.
I call you John.
Actually, it's different from that too. J is like a Y. But okay. There was a man in the land of Uz whose name was Job. He was without sin and upright, fearing God and keeping himself far from evil. He had 7 sons and 3 daughters. It goes on to tell about all the things he had. And there was a day when the sons of God came together before the Lord, and Satan came with them. And the Lord said to Satan, "Where did we come from?" And Satan said, "From wandering back and forth on the earth." And the Lord said to Satan, "Have you considered how good my servant Job is?" Saying, instead of wandering around torturing people, why don't you try to be good like him? There's no one like him on earth. He's without sin and upright, fearing God and keeping himself far from evil. And Satan said in answer to this, "Is it for nothing that Job is a God-fearing man? Why don't you raise your hand and strike him and take all that he has and see if he still worships you?" So then, you all know the story of Job, right? He suffered quite a bit. Here's your next question.
Was that the question?
The book of Job tells of one family's horrifying tragedies. Name any of the atrocities the family endured that you've ever heard of. Anything that they suffered. Anyone. Job's family. The family of Job. Including Job himself.
There's some napkins and like forks and stuff over there.
Just one. You can name one or more. I'm interested to hear what people think. More importantly,
Exactly.
name what
Finally
happened
got
to his
one.
wife.
Oh, you did?
She gave
Finally
birth
got
to
one
those
right.
kids.
Nice.
He was just a contributor. She was committed. That was question number 5.
Keep going.
Everyone ready for question number 6?
Yes.
Question number 6. In the book of Job, as I just read to you, who or what was the cause of all of the family's pain and suffering that you just wrote down? Who or what was the cause of the family's pain and suffering?
Good question. What that question?
What was the cause of it?
And then we'll make our leave
Arlene, keep going.
All right, question number 6. I'm sorry, question number 7. Who or what do we normally blame for discomfort, calamity, or death? Who do we normally blame? Who does the insurance company normally blame for destruction, calamity, or death? Bob. Who do we?
What is that? No, that commercial. What's that
My
commercial?
fault, sorry.
I don't watch commercials.
No, the insurance commercial. No, the guy's like mayhem.
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 Yeah, mayhem.
Charles Kelly?
Hey, that commercial. It's always him.
Arlene,
Exactly.
Can you read that?
Traumas, death, sorrow.
She has to put it in my mind.
Ben, how do you know that song?
I don't. I just know the title.
Wow.
Bill with health insurance companies are easy.
Okay, question number 8. In the book of Job, who actually gets the blame for causing all of Job's distress?
What?
In the book of Job, who actually gets the blame for causing all the stress? All of the death?
Like, are you saying from what the people blamed or like Joe blamed?
That's not what you read.
Did she answer anything?
We don't have, no, we don't have any of that. Yeah, there's, yeah.
It tastes like the same.
We got some Vijanaise, some mustard. So, yeah.
Where do we place the responsibility for all of our own pain, distress, and loss? Where do we place it?
Like personally?
Personally. Who's responsible for your pain? Who's responsible for your joy? Who's responsible for your sorrow, for the death of your loved ones? Who did it?
Kids.
Excuse me, kids.
No, who's responsible?
Question number 10, this is the doozy. It's a bonus also. You get this one?
Bonus?
I'm going to be interested.
Extra credit.
All right. While the Israelites were in captivity, everyone suffered from 10 plagues. Who killed the firstborn of Egypt? That was the final plague.
I know that one.
Who killed the firstborn of Egypt?
Ronald Reagan. I don't know, it's just the first name that came to mind.
There's chips, whatever. Drinks.
No.
All right. There's no wrong answer.
Oh, like no, this.
The more mayonnaise.
Oh no, this is all I want here.
All right. Let's switch papers. Switch papers. Give me papers.
Switch papers. Simone.
Oh, I need your name on the top. Put your name on the top of your paper, please. Put your name on the top of your paper.
Really? Parents? My parents. Pain, sorrow.
And sorrow.
At least she didn't put my name though. Hey, Glenn too.
There you go.
Yeah, you should say it.
Question number 1.
All right, Charles.
Which language was the Old Testament written? Who has an answer?
English.
Hebrew is correct. For those that have Hebrew, circle it. Number 1. The oldest form of the Old Testament found was written in Hebrew.
Got it right again.
Question number 2.
If you don't have an answer, we do.
There's no wrong
Anyone
answers.
have an interesting answer?
Help your neighbor.
Anyone have anything?
Latin.
Latin. Nope. It was written in Latin, but not originally, not the oldest form.
Wait, number 2.
Question number 2. In which language was the New Testament written?
Greek.
Three.
Greek. Correct.
That's the language Chuck knows.
Yeah. Greek.
Greek. Now, knowing this, that the Old Testament was written in Hebrew, and the New Testament was written in Greek, and it has Jesus quoting the Old Testament, what language was he speaking? Aramaic.
I knew it was Arabic.
Aramaic.
Is Arabic close enough?
Aramaic, not even close.
No, that That's number 3.
Yep.
This is so that you know, when you read what Jesus said and he's quoting the Old Testament, he is not speaking in English. Do not argue with people over the fact of what he said. Argue the message that he is giving. Okay.
Aramaic. No, not Arabic. Aramaic.
Same concept though. They were in that general.
It's like English and Spanish.
Question number
It's like
4.
English and slang.
This is a good one. Fill in the blank. Many are called, but few.
R.
Anyone else?
Blank. Few chosen.
It's blank.
Few chosen.
What's
The
the
word
answer?
R is not in there. It was supplied by the
So
translators.
it's nothing.
But few chosen.
But. You chose.
Few chosen. Few have chosen.
So that's a trick
Few
question.
will choose.
If you didn't answer, then
It was a trick question because this is something the translators threw in there.
Yeah, so
And people think that God has only chosen a few people. He has not.
So-
He has chosen them all.
no answer is the right answer?
No answer is also the
I
right
got
answer.
it. I actually knew it. I knew it.
Question number 5. Name some of the atrocities the family of Job suffered. What? Did anyone have any interesting things?
House burned down and fell on the kids.
Boils, house fell
Spontaneous.
down, fell on the kids, kids died. Anything else?
All the animals died.
All the animals died. Anything else?
Just moved too.
Servants
4
got beat up.
camels, servants got beat down. Anybody else?
Pain.
Anyone have any other?
Oh, it's delete.
Hold on.
He got chastised for a month. Who's that? Chastised?
Chastised.
Chastised?
What?
So that's Simone.
Simone. I'm chastising you.
Yeah.
Oh, he got chastised. Chest.
Chastised.
Chest. He got hit in the chest.
Does that happen?
What? The house and
I
everything.
think the first
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah. You know, Delita got married.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No.
She,
No, really?
that's they got married. So I'm Glenn. Tommy. Hey, nice to meet you. Yeah, so you guys are newlyweds, right?
Yeah, no.
Newlyweds? How long?
3 months.
Nice.
Next week.
Next week, 3 months. Very good.
We're trying to catch up with you and I.
I hope you get
I
there.
want you guys to hear some of these responses to some of the problems that Job's family encountered. Fred had an interesting response.
Not mine, but whoever wrote this says he was lied to.
That's a good one.
Wait, for
Who
which?
wrote that? That was a good one.
For which?
He was lied to.
Who is it
Stupid
for?
friend.
Which question?
This is the question that says, name some of the distress that Job's family, the cause of Job's distress. Name some of the problems that he experienced.
His friends all lied to him instead of comfort him.
That's true. That is a good one. Okay.
Nice job.
Question-
Yes, get him a cookie.
Least of
Okay.
everything he had to do.
Question number 6. Question number 6. What do you guys have for who or what caused all of Job's loss and subsequent pain? What do you
Devil.
have for that one?
The devil.
Is that what yours says?
That's what I said, and that's what this says.
Anyone else?
I don't know what you said.
Number 6.
I have 2 answers.
Who or what caused all of Job's loss and subsequent pain?
I have 2 answers.
Satan.
What else?
Tan.
Satan. Satan.
Tan.
Satan.
Well, Charles spelled it wrong. See.
Charlie spelled
just-
it wrong, you get it marked off.
Both are wrong. So.
What if they put 2 answers?
Yeah.
Yeah, when I wrote it, I was like, hey, look right. Oh, well.
I was going to write Elohim.
Very good, Jeff. All right.
When I said it's the right answer.
All right. Arlene, you're getting summoned.
Yeah.
What if they put
God is incorrect unless you mean Elohim.
See, up this again.
Okay. Okay, but Arlene.
I got 2 right answers.
I say God.
You looking for there's some napkins over here.
That is a how not.
Forks and stuff.
That is a lie. That's a lie. I don't agree. My party. I didn't do it.
What number we on? What number is this?
He caused it.
What number is this? 6?
6.
No.
He caused it.
You said conversation. This is the conversation right
Okay,
here.
what's your conversation?
This is a conversation.
How did God not allow that?
God allows everything.
Well, that's the answer.
Who caused it? That was the question.
Yeah, who caused this pain? He
I
allowed
said
him to
the-
cause the pain.
I said the devil
Does he
and
allow
God
you to
allowed
do
it.
good? Does he allow you to do bad? He allows you to do everything.
So technically, it's the right
But
answer.
who caused it?
It's the right
Did he
answer.
cause it?
He allowed it. So yes.
That's true to who allowed it.
I'm
But
gonna
who
give
caused
myself a point, so it's
it?
okay.
That's your daughter. Alright.
Dad got the same answer, so it's okay.
All right.
I think I said on this one, who or what? What was it?
What's the question on 7?
I mean, the devil did.
Let me just read your
I
question.
got 2 sets of questions. Okay, look, here's a bonus for you. DBA. What was the response? What was the responsible? What was the responsible party's demeanor after having caused major destruction, and the killing of the children of Job's wife?
You didn't read that?
That's a bonus.
Oh, right now? Oh, read it again?
What was the demeanor
What's
of
that
the
mean?
party? What was the behavior like? How did they behave? What was the demeanor of the responsible party who caused the major destruction, and killing of Job's children and Job's wife's children? What was the responsible party's demeanor? The person who actually did it. How did they
Mayhem.
behave after they did it?
Mayhem.
This is just a discussion question.
Oh, I know it.
Satan did it.
I know it.
What happened?
Shocked.
They did
Person
it.
that caused the problem? They were
It
shocked?
was shocked.
I think they're like.
Who caused the problem again for you? He was shocked?
Yeah, he was
I
shocked.
think he was accusatory.
He was shocked. I took everything from you and you didn't do what I thought you would do.
That's a good
I
one.
was shocked.
Good one, Charles.
How was he before God, though?
What's
He asked, could he do more harm? He wasn't even afraid, and that's the whole point of that story. You can't harm God's children, and he does nothing to you. And this is how we are to treat people as well. All right, next question. Thank you.
Shocked.
The real 7.
Oh, I can't find 7.
That was
That was a bonus. Everybody gets 7 right. Okay.
Wait, who's 7?
That was it.
We didn't do it.
She can't. He lost.
There's no meaning about did God still allow of what happened to Job, or God, what happened.
Oh, that's right. Question 7. Who or what do we normally blame for discomfort, calamity, and or death?
Mayhem.
Who or what do we normally blame for discomfort? When there's a hurricane or an earthquake or a bunch of homosexuals die, who do we blame?
Oh, they blame God.
Oh.
People blame God for all kinds of problems, and he did none of it. None. That's what everybody has, right?
No.
I have the answer here I thought was good, was the government.
That's a good one.
I like it. I'm circling it.
That's a good one.
Well, you know what? You know,
I put God on
it's relational to the truth because we are the government and we have evil hearts. So, yes, we are responsible.
Even though if you're independent?
Really, I'm independent.
Okay.
So I'm with you, David.
Answer the question.
No, that was the bonus one.
Yeah, but
This was
Yeah, but this is number 7.
This is number. That was number 7.
See, now we're number 8. You can't spell, you can't listen,
That was
you
right.
can't count or something like that.
Question.
Is this the one about the Israelites? I got two questions mixed together. Okay, so I asked you, while the Israelites were in captivity, who killed the firstborn of Egypt?
Satan.
Very good. Anyone else have a different answer?
Who
Satan.
Who killed?
I don't think I wrote anything.
You gonna throw up?
Have a better answer? Different answer?
Number 8.
That was number 10.
Who was responsible for?
Number 10, I think.
I think that's 9.
Yeah, that's 10.
Well, who was responsible?
Early, wow.
Be quiet.
Was that the secret?
Who was responsible?
The answer is Angel. You got your number?
This is another example where
supposed
we
to tell
blame
us the
God and
answer.
He didn't do it. The destroyer was responsible.
I thought that was 10.
That was 10.
Yeah, just this discussion. I can't find my question. All right.
How do you lose your questions?
Be quiet. All right. Exodus, I'm going to read 2 verses to you from the Bible. Exodus chapter 12, verse 23 says, I'm going to take a piece of it. He will see the blood on the top and sides of the doorframe and will pass over that doorway, and he will not permit the destroyer to enter your houses and strike you down, which is a definition of the Passover, the way people traditionally believe, but they think that God caused the death of the firstborn. He did not. The destroyer caused the death of the firstborn. And Hebrews chapter 11, verse 28 says, by faith he kept the Passover and the application of blood, so that the destroyer of the firstborn would not touch the firstborn of Israel. So here's a comment that I wrote. Love does no harm. And if love does no harm, why are we so quick and willing to blame someone whose name is love for ill health, pain, suffering, bad weather, no parking, whatever?
Because they're easy to blame.
There you go. There you go. Any questions?
That's it? That's it? Yeah, Arlene, there's a question.
Question on the floor.
Now, do my question have to be related to the answers that is put, or can I just generalize it?
Oh, any questions? This is open discussion time, please.
Can somebody tell me that is giving is the same in the I would say, I use traditional term, is giving the same as well as the Old Testament as well as the New Testament? Is giving the same, and is 10% is the same between the old and the new, or is it the 10?
Giving like as a tithing?
I will answer that, or do you want me to wait?
You can answer that, or
Do you want me to wait? Because you know I know the answer. I will wait.
What was the question?
It's about tithing. Is it the same? Is giving 10% the same in the Old Testament as it is in the New Testament?
That's math, I don't know.
That's a trick question.
I don't know, that's math.
That's a trick.
That's math.
I don't pay attention to math.
We're not good at math, Arlene.
Well, the New Testament tells Jesus talking about them tithing their little tiny herbs to such exact standards, and yet they were cheating the people about not telling them how to really find salvation. So I think from that the Jews were carrying from the Old Testament their tithing thing into the New Testament times.
Bingo, the Jews were, because tithing is pagan concept. Thank you. You know,
Oh,
right,
that's-
You don't talk like this at Bible study.
This is the truth.
Is it your fault,
It's
Charles?
his fault.
That's Charles' fault.
Blame Harry.
Arlene, there's a
Connie
question.
has something to say. Connie?
The person I had only missed one.
Oh, thank you, Connie. Wow, whose paper is that?
To her.
Me? I missed one?
Well, how do you know I messed up the question?
I missed one?
Simone,
Yeah, so it's the same.
you missed one.
Because they follow the same pagan traditions.
You're like, yay.
That's how I see it. I know you do too.
So no.
Yeah, it's the same pagan tradition of tithing. God never wanted anything other than our hearts to change.
What about sacrifices? You know, like, is that pagan?
Glenn had a question?
Yeah.
Glenn had a question? What's your question?
What about sacrifices, like animal sacrifices? Pagan, right?
Pagan, very pagan, still pagan.
Yeah. Pagan. Pagan.
Fred has a different perspective though.
Fred,
Okay.
had a
Got a tender ear.
The word mincha in Hebrew does not mean offering. It was translated offering. That word in Hebrew actually means that you are coming close to God, as does the word korban. So it was a mincha korban that was taking place where man was closer to God. As a result of it, humans get closer to one another. So this was not an offering made to God. It was a ritual intended to teach me, or to teach the person who was performing this ritual. A person recognizes something very important. And depending on what the ritual is for, if it's for sins, or no matter what it is really, whenever you burn one of those animals, you're really burning sin. You're burning not just sin, but you're burning the false gods. Because the gods of the Egyptians was the ram. And they were supposed to sacrifice a male lamb. And you know what the male lamb becomes? A ram. And that's the god of the Egyptians. So God was actually telling them, if you want to grow in your knowledge of God, burn your false gods.
It's also what sin does, it kills.
You're still pagan.
Very pagan.
Yep.
Thank you, guys.
Wait,
I
got one.
Bye.
If
Yes, Charles.
if giving is a pagan thing,
Pagan concept.
if
Sacrifice.
giving is a pagan concept, the first two that gave, where did they get the concept from?
That's what Fred was saying. There's varying opinions on where they got the concept from. Fred just gave a very, he just gave an opinion
Yeah,
of where
one
they got it
didn't
from.
burn nothing.
Nothing we do is done.
I'm saying Cain and Abel.
Yeah, that's what he was talking
Yeah,
about.
they both didn't burn what they had.
Where did they get that from? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
That was my question last night.
yeah, where did they get the concept to, where did they get the pagan thinking?
The Bible doesn't
when they
say.
were like they were the first ones.
Right?
The Bible is silent on it, but we have many theories. Fred, you want to go?
If there's theories,
I think they listened to Elohim.
I do
The
too.
evil angels that had gone with Satan. And they thought that we know how to make this, this our selfish way of, the way we want to govern her by competition, the survival of the fittest,
Well,
see everybody
Or to
work
taint the
here.
character of God, too.
Anything to make them do
but
that.
if that's the case, then why was one punished?
Because of his heart.
Yeah. So my point is, because Jesus said this is the devil, why would the devil cast out
Because of his
out of
heart.
the devil's own house?
Because look what he went and did. He went and
Yeah.
killed his twin.
Well, no, before
So
that.
he was right.
Before
But
that,
before
because
that.
it didn't teach the lesson that sin kills.
But
When
that's
you
the
kill a
point,
lamb,
though.
you realize that
I like
my
his statement.
selfishness hurts, by a domino way, hurts others, and most of them are innocent, or all of them.
Fred, you want to
And a
It's
bowl of
something that you
fruit
said.
doesn't show that evil kills.
Right.
I like
elaborate on that?
Yes.
I want to get back off that when you're done.
Alex, I believe now. Take me home.
What I just said was extremely important because we give nothing to God. God needs nothing. What we do, or what God tells us to do here on earth, is for our own good, not for His good. Which means that the ritual was supposed to teach the individual something worthwhile. So Abel recognized that his own sins caused death. And he's basically saying, because I sinned, I caused death. And even the most innocent among us dies because of sin. A lot of people have suffered in this world who have not necessarily sinned. But because there's sin all around the world, we all suffer the consequences of sin. Now, the contrary, on something was said earlier about Cain, he was not punished.
Not punished.
There was no punishment there. What there was, on the other hand, was the consequences of being one who wants to pay God for his salvation. And God says, that will never work. That's a self-centered attitude. Self-centered attitudes are always lack of love. If it is lack of love, guess what happens? Everything goes awry and it's death. The wages of sin is death.
Death as in the body or the soul? Because of the body, everything's perishable. So from the soul, who came? Oh, I shouldn't say that.
That's a good point. That's a good
That's what I
point.
was saying. If the body is the only thing that's dying, you didn't really die. And that's my whole point.
Yes, yeah, I was.
Because
That's not your whole point.
that is my
Good
point.
point. I think you brought a good point.
No, your point is that God kills, and that is not true.
But my dad's saying of
That's
the body, not of the soul.
But if you're not dying,
He's ready to adjust his
he
point.
didn't kill.
Working it.
Yeah?
But look,
The big picture
Megan
means
for a
that
long
there's-
yes. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I'm sorry, I'm clarifying.
and see, you know,
I'm called middles here.
see, I look at it like this. As a parent, I just know more than my kids. It's just that simple. They just don't understand things.
You're gonna let us
And
get away with
we
that?
ourselves as kids, we don't understand nothing God does.
Like Job.
Exactly. And so we're putting our own understanding of what death is. We're putting our own understanding on that. And that's why we came to that conclusion. As a kid, you know.
Does your dad know more than you?
So why are we saying this is what the answer is? We don't know.
Because we do
He
know
does.
love it,
Yeah.
and we know that God is love.
You know
That's
that.
a
About
simple
cars.
concept.
Okay,
We
so
don't have
if you
to- we go
narrow it
back
down
and
to
we know
cars,
cars,
he knows a
we
lot
know
more
that
than
God
you.
doesn't
Okay.
harm anyone. So there's that simple question for me. That's simply answered for me. That for me, it's simple, and it's all subject to interpretation, right? So that's my interpretation.
Who had the
Yeah, that's
vision that said, who said, you know what? Let me know what's gonna happen. And then God said, all right, these people are gonna come and take those people. And he was like, oh, why'd you tell me? I didn't want to hear that. Who was that?
Was that? Are you talking about David?
It was,
Nebuchadnezzar?
what was the name? It was the prophet that said, don't tell me nothing else.
Oh, no, that was the king that said, go get the prophet. Preacher?
No, it was the prophet that said, don't tell me nothing else. I just heard this the other day. It was, you know, he was showing that the Samaritans or Amalekites was going
To become. You see?
In humility or
Yes.
pride. Or a bride,
to. So then why is it pagan?
To give God something is because you want something back.
You know what I'm saying? Like, how was their action received as a pagan action?
Which one?
Them two giving. When they both gave.
You don't have to give God anything.
They
I'm
were
just
not-
saying, earlier,
I
it
just
was,
said we give nothing to God.
It's pagan because paganism is worshiping.
A deity that will give you something because you give them something.
I'm saying them two.
They-
Them.
They
How-
weren't worshiping God because of love. They wanted something back. They
But I'm
wanted
saying,
safety. They didn't want.
where did the tradition come from if you're the first one to do it?
Okay, first of all, the mind, okay, anything that's thought of God as a wrong thinking is pagan. So if I have a perception that I'm giving to get back, or name it and claim it,
That's selfish.
that's a wrong perception, so that's paganism.
Yeah, it's pagan.
Am I right?
Bingo.
You know what I'm saying? So if my perception of God is wrong because he killed somebody, that's thinking, that's pagan is thinking, because God doesn't do that.
Right, that's pagan thinking too.
You see,
Thinking
why-
that God
God
killed
does
someone.
not love us because
Why?
we give him stuff.
yes.
Why did it just out of the blue, what made both of them say, you know what, today's Tuesday, I'm just gonna go give right now.
I
So that's what I'm
personally,
saying.
look, I
Like something had to
personally
happen
think
to make them say, hey, let's gather however much they gave, and let's go give it right now.
what made Eve say the fruit on the tree is delectable. It is good for making one wise. There's something inside of her. It's something that she desired, and she was willing to hear a conversation about it and engage and then partake. That was on her?
They did it because God gave them freedom.
She
The
was-
Creator gave them freedom to choose.
They had freedom.
She served
freedom.
herself. And whenever we serve ourselves, we are getting away from the ways of God. Spirituality is all about doing for others and putting their interest, their best interest first before our own.
Very good.
Yeah, God said in, I think it's in Psalms, he says, I thought like you do. And that's wrong perception.
Yeah, you think that. You think I
See
think
that?
like
Yeah,
you. Yeah,
correct.
you're wrong.
See, and that's ideology where God doesn't do that. See, our perception that when we think of something that, oh man, God, he allowed this. I mean, this happened because God, no, God he doesn't do that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like he was telling the Pharisees, I think the Sadducees, Pharisees, that the perception of the way you think, no, it's not that way. But this is the way
Right.
of thinking. And that's why when Yeshua stepped into the tomb of Lazarus, and they said, well, you know what? If you would have been here, he would have lived. No, you got your whole perception of thinking is wrong. You thinking idle of me. But let me tell you, because he's dead, no, he's gonna live. But your perception of thinking is wrong. So it's the perception of the thinking. See?
David, wow, thank you.
You know, me and my sister, we've had this discussion multiple times. Based on what you just said, if our perception of dying, if it's wrong, then how would you look at people dying on earth?
Okay.
Like for instance, if dying isn't dying, if it's dying is not dying, just going to sleep, would it be wrong to put somebody to sleep? If they're just going to sleep?
Here we go. You don't know where he's going. Just tell him to go there. Just tell him to go there. I know him.
Because if you don't die, if Jesus said, oh, he's not dead, he's just sleeping. So if quote unquote we said
just put them to sleep.
right, if they say take the flood, for instance, take the flood. If God flooded the whole earth,
Which he did not.
the Bible said he did.
It says
and
Elohim flooded the earth,
Same
not God.
difference.
Big difference.
Same difference.
Hebrew, remember Hebrew.
Same difference. Okay, Elohim flooded the earth.
That's
said
right.
not the devil flooded the earth. So Elohim flooded the earth, but if everyone's just asleep, doesn't that give you a different perspective of who flooded the earth?
No.
I mean, not
It
who
doesn't
flooded.
change
Not, I mean,
the
not who flooded the actions of doing it. That's what I'm saying. Because like if you're not dying, did he kill you?
That's right.
We can do it for our dogs.
Let's back it up.
Exactly.
Mercy sleep.
God didn't kill
dogs.
anybody though. Satan
Well,
did.
that's my point. Satan didn't
Satan
flood
did.
the earth. Satan did not flood the earth.
He's the prince of the power of the air. He can do anything.
Noah didn't say he was talking to Satan.
Yes, he did. He's talking to Elohim. Elohim is not God. Yahweh is God in the Bible. The Bible, the Old
he's
Testament
not
is written in
Satan.
Hebrew, not English.
That's not Satan.
Go read the Bible, the name of God Bible, and you'll see that Elohim was talking when he said, I'm going to flood the earth.
Well,
Elohim is plural, and there's only one God, so God can't be Elohim.
Good job.
Excellent. Thanks, Bob.
But God said build a boat.
May I answer?
Yahweh said build a boat.
So that they can be saved from the flood.
Let's remember that Jesus did admit that he was dead.
He
He
said
did say-
Lazarus is dead.
Yes, he did say Lazarus is dead.
When
There's
they
one
carried on.
difference between human sleeping and the way God looks at us dead when we sleep. When we sleep, we wake up. When we are dead, he's the only one who can wake us up.
but that's still the point.
But it's still death. And the point is that there are two deaths. The one where he wakes us up, so he calls it the sleep.
And that's the point that I'm saying right there. If
But-
he only put you in the first death, which is sleep,
But he doesn't do
how is
that.
that putting you to death?
Because it's not your responsibility or mine to put anybody to sleep that way.
Well, no, I'm not talking on a human. I'm not saying for a human to take another human's life. I'm saying if looking at death isn't death, then why is it so bad to say God flooded the earth? Because everyone's just sleeping.
See, that's where when we what is it, a month ago or so, when we had a different perception about Sodom and Gomorrah, and you're saying that you don't believe God blinded them.
Yeah, no, he didn't.
Even though, and I don't have a problem because it was temporary. But she's like, no.
God doesn't cause distress.
That's because you're looking at death as death.
No, God doesn't cause any distress. Zero. That's not how you
that's
read it.
opinionated because.
Hey, you're reading it with your opinion too.
I mean, when you read Noah, it doesn't say what you're saying.
Yes, if you read it in
Like-
the Hebrew,
like
yes,
for
it
instance,
does.
Like who made the lake of fire?
There is no lake of fire.
Johnny Cash.
Johnny Cash.
Well,
That was a ring of fire.
Oh yeah.
Mr. Fire.
That's so Karen too. I'm embarrassed.
Oops.
Can't take any of you guys anywhere.
I think that should conclude it.
He's dead serious. Don't laugh.
oh no.
He's used to me.
Yeah, you're right.
He's not used to you guys. He's used to me.
It's a very good question.
You figure if you take where is Satan going at the end of everything?
He will destroy himself. The Bible says it.
Where is he going though?
He will be destroyed. He will not
He's
exist.
going into something.
Non-existent.
Non-existent.
Into what though?
He didn't exist before. He's going back to that.
What is he going into?
You need a lake of fire. I don't.
I didn't write it. I'm just going off of what is on the paper.
I'm just saying. I don't.
And I'm saying.
If you do go into a lake of fire and you're perishable, you will
I'm
perish.
saying, who made the lake of fire?
He does.
The devil says, oh, there's a lake of fire? I'm going to go get in it because I've been banned all these years. Please. Why is Satan getting in the lake of fire?
Agreed, that sounds ridiculous.
Really, Simone?
The lake of fire, and he can't escape what he's
Why
caused.
would he jump in
You
it?
dig a hole and you fall into it, you're gonna die.
What has Satan ever done that would give you any thinking that he would kill himself by getting into the lake of fire?
What? I was talking to Glenn. What did you say?
All this thing, and I failed religion class, but I'm glad I did it now.
Who wouldn't? I mean, religious class.
Yeah.
It's impossible to pass. Right, it's impossible to pass religion.
All right.
Don't wave the knife at me. That
So, the theme of the Bible party this year was the armor of God. The reason I chose the armor of God was because I wanted people to see what weapon that you can choose that God has mentioned that would cause physical harm to anyone. Did
It
anyone
would?
find one
Said wood call?
that would cause physical harm to anyone? Has anyone identified a weapon that God has recommended that would cause physical harm to anyone, that would take their life? Is there a single weapon?
What I found.
The sword of the Spirit,
They're all protecting things.
the breastplate of righteousness, the helmet of salvation, the shoes of peace, the belt of righteousness, truth.
It's okay, shield.
Yeah.
And the shield.
The shield.
Even the clothing that you would wear
Bend from the.
is a robe of humility. There's absolutely nothing that God would tell you to pick up to use against someone that would harm them physically. Find one, find one.
You're right there. You're right there.
Right, Harry. We have Harry. Bible.
What they represent.
There is the armor of God, and there are articles that are described as the armor of God. Those five that I just mentioned. And if you are to go into battle, if you perceive that God told you to go into battle, and He told you to go take these weapons into battle against that person or that group of people, you are not told to kill anyone. You are told to use all those things that are actually represent love.
To shield.
Truth.
To shield truth.
What about David and Goliath?
David was a
David is the David
person
show.
that was dangerous, and if he lived today, we would be frightened of him.
So Arlene, so the list of weapons you're talking about are those 5 objects, correct?
Yes.
So
And they
you're
are
not,
things that they're not tangible.
right? So you're not just talking about a list of weapons that you just randomly grab. Because that's what
What
I
they
thought.
represent.
So I was like, well, any weapon you can literally kill somebody with 2 fingers. So.
I can kill you with a spoon.
Right.
So I just misunderstood your question. I just wanted to understand it.
I appreciate you, Harry, for asking that, yeah. But I wanted people to bring a weapon to demonstrate the difference between what we call a weapon and what God calls a weapon. He does not call something that kills someone a
Totally
weapon.
backwards, totally different, totally
He
opposite.
calls principles of love weapons. That's your only weapon. That's the only weapon you are to use against evil.
It's the only weapon God uses. And with love, He's going to melt everybody's heart
Thank goodness. Mine too.
that is willing to have his heart
That is
melted
willing.
and molded into His image. Salvation is all about the reproduction of the image of God in man. So we've got to return to the way He created us. That means people are full of love.
And I think even desiring to return to that is amazing. Because people don't want to be loved. Thank you all for coming. Before you guys get started talking again, Dalitha and her husband, Tommy, the newlyweds, and have a very romantic story. I mean, it's ridiculously romantic. Dalitha, come join us. Come tell us. This is so romantic. It's ridiculous.
That's so romantic. We met
It
in
is.
yoga class. Online, right? No, and it had nothing to do with online.
No.
I was just minding my own business, doing my downward facing dog. Yoga eat. Yep, yoga eat. Yeah. My warrior pose. There you go. No, and that's where we met.
Oh, that's beautiful.
But tell us about the romantic part.
So
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, she's not telling you guys everything.
What did one of you
Dalitha, when did
say?
you meet him?
In October.
When did you guys get married?
November, February. We can beat that, Jeff and I.
They wanted to get married before that. They were holding out for a better, just trying to be rational.
I did before you meet my family, my mother in particular.
Oh, you're like, I hurry into the altar.
She wanted to make sure that she was going to marry you, or that you would
That's right.
meet the family and then go,
Well, congratulations.
Yes, congrats.
Are you seeing the yes right now? Yes. Free
I have lots of unusual people in our presence. I want you guys to know. I love all of you guys, even my brother.
We're
Connie,
Did you hear that, Charles?
Yeah.
It was done in love.
And I have this Bible party every year for 2 reasons. One was to celebrate the first time that I finished reading the Bible all the way through. And the other was to get rid of these long faces that were in my family because we were approaching the 1st year anniversary of the death of my mother. So I was like, this will get you guys thinking about something else because it helped me. And it's been a lot of fun. So I have my friend Jeanette. Jeanette?
Yes? Hi.
Jeanette bought a guest with her. Tell me your name again.
Alexis.
Alexis.
Hi,
And
Alexis.
Alexis
Hi,
said
Alexis.
she's never been to anything like this before.
I haven't either.
Yeah, I know. Nobody has.
It's a lot of fun to talk about the Bible. The reason I had the Bible party, the third reason, is because the Bible is so much fun. And it's full of so much information. It's a book of history, it's a book of music, of poetry, of hope, and of love. It's the only book we have that talks about a love that's so unusual that you would find someone who would try to kill you and forgive them. Or it tells you about a story about people who try to harm your kids, and you should love them and forgive them too. There is no book like it. I hope you guys find it as interesting as I do, and thank you for coming.
Thanks for having us.
But you may stay.